Happy Halloween, everyone. As you can see, I'm dressed as the scariest thing there is. An intelligent black man with an opinion. That's right. We've got a great show for you tonight, so let's get into the headlines. Let's kick things off with a big problem facing New York City. Right now, Mr. Met started an OnlyFans. I had no idea his balls had balls. But there's another issue that's even more of a crisis for New York. The influx of migrants, okay? Every week, thousands are arriving in the city, and now Mayor Eric Adams is taking a break from the club to figure out what to do with them.
Mayor Eric Adams is now looking for new shelter locations, including outdoor spaces and tents and other temporary shelters. Now, the mayor says the city is just out of room. City officials say they are trying to re-ticket and encourage migrants to go elsewhere. The mayor says he wants to convene a roundtable discussion with city officials, the public, and even the media. At this point, he says if anyone has any better ideas of what they can do, he says he wants to hear them.
If you have some good ideas for us on how to manage the situation, I am begging for your ideas.
No, our ideas, that's not how this works, okay? Our idea was to elect you to handle this, all right? Imagine a doctor asking, what do you think your kidneys need? Now, I get crowdsourcing for fun stuff like who should be on a new stamp or, what should the state flower be, but you're asking random people from Staten Island and the Bronx, okay, for ideas on how to handle immigrants. That's not going to end well. Eric Adams has New Yorkers all wrong. New Yorkers give you opinions, not ideas. It's always you, asshole, okay? It's never signal before you turn next time, asshole, all right? And what bugs me is Eric Adams was very progressive on immigration when it wasn't a problem in New York, okay? When it was only Texas dealing with it, he was like, we need to open our hearts to the migrants. Now that they're coming to New York, he's like, build the wall, okay? What it all comes down to is a lot of people are progressive in theory until they get tested. Half the people who want to abolish the police, the moment they get robbed, they're calling 911 like, send me your most racist cop, all right? But let's move on to a different challenge facing America, artificial intelligence, okay? It's the reason it's so much easier to do your kids' homework these days. But now Joe Biden is trying to put a stop to that.
President Biden has issued an executive order setting standards on artificial intelligence. The sweeping order includes a number of requirements. Homeland Security will look at the risk AI poses to critical infrastructure, including chemical and nuclear risks, and the threat to the privacy of Americans.
AI devices are being used to deceive people. Deepfakes use AI-generated audio and video to smear reputations, spread fake news, and commit fraud. With AI, fraudsters can take 3-second, and you all know this, 3-second recording of your voice. I've watched one of me on a couple of things. I said, when the hell did I say that?
To be fair, Joe Biden says that about real videos of himself, okay? I feel sorry for Biden. He's too old to have to learn about AI. Some poor intern had to explain all this to him. Biden was like, so you're telling me one day this thing's going to take over the whole world? And the intern was like, no, sir, that's a printer. And I'll tell you guys what I think. I'm against AI. There's just too much risk with it, all right? The lines between truth and lies are already blurred, and now AI is going to obliterate reality totally. Right now, anyone can make a video with world leaders saying anything. You know how I know? Because we did it, Joe!
Have you happened to see any of this AI? This shit is all over the internet. I saw one the other day. I was like, oh, me. When did I say that? Blew my mind. Hell, maybe AI should take over the planet. They can't do a worse job than me or Trump. Have you seen him recently? Dude is falling apart. He's catching up with me. But shit, at least I'm not a fascist boy.
And finally, let's move on from a president to someone who's never going to be president, Ron DeSantis. Since he started campaigning, people started noticing that he's got something weird going on with his boots, and now he's being called out for it.
I'm sure your marketing team points out how they're trying to troll you in the marketplace. I've seen you walk with these boots. Go ahead and play this clip. This on TikTok went viral. This thing's got 1.2 million likes. And some people are wondering,
what are they? I haven't seen that.
They've not shown this to you. Okay,
No.
what they're trying to say with this is that in your boots, you have heels.
No.
That's
Yeah,
what they're trying to say.
those are just standard off-the-rack Lucchese.
How tall are you? How tall are you, Governor? How tall?
5'11".
5'11". Okay. Why don't you wear tennis shoes and dress shoes?
I do wear tennis shoes when I work out. Yeah, 100%.
You do?
Yep.
Okay.
Yo, you know your campaign is going terribly wrong when people only want to talk about your shoes, okay? Yeah. We'll get to Israel and Palestine in a second. First, what the is up with those boots, bruh? Look, coming at this as a short person, I can't relate to this type of insecurity, okay? It's actually the opposite for me. I hate tall for no reason ass people. Like, why are you 6'8" and not in the NBA? Like, what a waste. We need a short president anyway, okay? People always talk about Napoleon complexes. Well, that guy ruled the entire continent. Abraham Lincoln was tall, and he got shot in the head. So you tell me who's more successful, okay? But at least now I know why DeSantis is in that huge fight with Disney. It's not because of wokeness. It's because you gotta be this tall to ride the magic teacups. So the question is, does it matter if a presidential candidate is tall or not? To debate the issue, let's go out live to Ronny Chieng Troy Iwata. My guy, Ronny, what's your take on Ron DeSantis using lifts?
I think it's pathetic, Charlamagne, all right? Ron DeSantis needs to stop trying to pretend that he's one of us, naturally tall guys.
Ronny, what the hell are you doing, man? Are you on stilts or something?
No, I've always been this tall. People just think I'm short because I'm sweet and soft-spoken, but I'm actually 6'8". Hey, don't take my word for it. You can measure me anytime, but not now.
All right, man, whatever. Troy, do you agree that Ron DeSantis is being pathetic?
No, I actually think it's great. Ron DeSantis is finally accepting gender-affirming care. Because Ron doesn't feel like his outside matches his inside. He sees himself as a big, strong boy. Even though he's a little munchkin with itty-bitty legs, like a wiener dog.
Yo, it's not great, Troy, okay? He doesn't have the mental strength to be president if he's so insecure that he fakes being tall in such an obvious way, all right? But I understand, not everyone can be as naturally tall as me.
Ronny, please knock it off. I saw you yesterday. You grew like a foot since then, man. Come on.
I got a good night's sleep, okay? It's called a growth spurt. It's normal.
You know, actually, Charlamagne, there's a long list of presidents who've done similar things to hide that they were shorties. Lincoln wore a big hat. FDR put that blanket over his little legs. And Jimmy Carter is short, but that doesn't matter because he's hung as
Charlamagne, I'm also hung as but I don't actually care because I'm already confident because I'm 6'9".
See? You said you were 6'8", Ronny.
No. I mean, yeah, I did, but I grew a little during this report. It's natural.
You know what the real tragedy is here is if DeSantis had been a bit nicer to drag queens, they could have helped him pull off those heels, and he could have ended up serving some serious You know, not just that, they could have contoured his nose or found him a barber that isn't out for revenge.
Yeah, or they could have helped him fake being tall better.
Ronny, are you sitting on somebody's shoulders?
No, my coat has COVID.
All right, someone get Ronny off that guy, please. Come on. Ronny and Troy, everybody.